So we should be streaming live for those who are watching this as a live recording right now. Or more so, more people will be watching this as um, a recording specifically, right? So there's we don't have a countdown. However, I am sharing the video before we jump into our conversation this evening. So allow me to get into some things, to organize some things on this end so that we could have a healthy discussion. All right, so I think I've made some links to a few persons. We're just sending out the links, making sure everything is running smoothly. So I do want to invite persons to click a like on the video for those who are watching. Give it a like and share. Share so that other persons could know that we are on and we are going to get into a topic. Still sharing to different platforms. And I'm praying that everyone had a great day today. If you didn't, I hope it does become better. And continue to look to God for your strength and your peace and your joy and everything that He is able to give us. So just waiting for the video to process. It's going through its thing so that I could send it to our Facebook group entitled Knowledge, Understanding, and Wisdom Discourse. These things take a bit of a time. We have very limited people. Sister Camille is on. Thank God for that. Blessings, Sister Camille. Good to have you. Glad to have you. Wonderful supporter of knowledge, understanding, and wisdom discourse. She is there to give us some great encouragement. Thank you for that. All right, so I'm almost there, folks. I'm always there, almost there. And I do want to invite folks to give your contributions on this topic we'll be delving into this evening. Sister Charmaine, these are the times that countdown does really work out in our favor.
Yes. We have to get it across on this particular system.
Yes, yeah. And I have to get a new computer. I don't know when I'm going to get it, especially for what is going on my end. But I definitely have to get a new computer. Um, and yeah, I think we on there. So we'll begin. We'll begin. Good evening again to one and all. Welcome to Knowledge, Understanding, and Wisdom Discourse. I am one of your hosts, Brother Devon, welcoming you to a beautiful conversation. And I have my always best dressed colleague right on this side here. You see her right on this side. She always outdressing me, right there. Sister, Sister Shaman, so good evening, Sister Shaman. You know, it's always good to be with you. All
Yes,
right. Yeah, how are you doing? How has your week been thus far?
it was fine. It was fine. Yeah.
Oh, okay, excellent,
How was
excellent.
yours?
Well, my week was good. A lot of peace. Some new things happened that you and I know,
Yeah.
right? But yes, this week has been really good, really
Yeah.
good. All right, so we have Sister Camila already given us some blessings on the chat that I'm seeing over there. Yeah. So that there. This evening, guys, we are going to be dealing with the topic of emasculation. It's going to be an interesting thing. I definitely want to know what Sister Charmaine has to say. And we were supposed to have this conversation approximately 2 weeks ago, after thereabouts. But because of circumstances, it didn't happen. However, we could still have the conversation, and we are inviting you all to give your contributions to the topic. All right, be honest and respectful with your contributions. So to start us off with our topic, we should use a scripture. So that's what we'll do. Then we'll go to a definition of the word emasculation. Following that, we'll watch a short video. So I need you to, I want to tell everybody, Sister Charmaine, what they have coming up. So, they'll be
Yeah.
prepared, right? So
Mm.
we have a short video of something that occurred not too long, pretty recently. And then Sister Charmaine and I will engage in a conversation, right? So everyone should be on the same page. Let's start with our scripture. Where's the scripture? Huh? Where that there, boy? That you're looking like the thing. Let me see. Let me see. Hold on a second, right, Sister Charmaine?
Sure, sure.
Yeah, you see when it is we doing all this, I have to find the scripture, set up the scripture, and come back here. Yeah, it's good to have somebody behind the scenes to help you do all this
Assist
kind of
with
stuff.
those, yeah.
Yeah, it would
Right,
definitely.
right. Yeah.
So we'll be reading one verse in the book of James. Let me make sure and confirm that. James, right, chapter 1, and we'll be coming to verse 19, I believe. And this is the text I want to highlight. Wherefore, my beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear, right? Slow to speak, and slow to wrath. I'm going to focus primarily on slow to speak. I'm going to focus very heavily on slow to speak. We can take everything. If people want to take the rest, y'all take the rest. I have no problem with that. I'm going to really, really zone in on that slow to speak. Right? Okay, good. So we have given the scripture. Uh, can we go to the definition, Sister Shami? You let me know if you are
Yeah,
seeing the definition
yes,
come up.
yeah, I'm seeing that.
Beautiful. So I don't have to go back and forth.
Mhm.
So we are looking at Cambridge Dictionary, folks, and the word emasculation is given. What meaning can we gain here? It says the process of making a man feel less male by taking away his power and confidence, Sister Shami.
Mhm.
That's the definition we have, right? I read it again. The process of making a man, not a woman, but a man feel less male by taking away his power and confidence. I read another definition. It's a little bit down. So let's check some things here. The act of castrating, which is removing the male sexual parts of a man or male animal, or removing the male parts of a plant. And the final thing I look at is the fact of making something less effective or reducing its power. So having done all of that, I think we could tune into the video. Is it over here? Yes, this is the video. So let me know if it's coming up on your screen, Sister Charmin, because you are my guide for the night.
Well, I'm seeing one. Well, I haven't seen this one. I'm not sure if this is it. Don't touch me. Yeah.
Right. Okay,
Don't
good.
touch
Good.
me. Yeah.
Right. So let's play it, guys. Let's take a listen. We're not going to play the entire 2 minutes and 44 seconds. We're just going to play a certain segment. And then we'll have our conversation. Let's go.
Brother Devon, we're not hearing.
Oh, you guys are hearing?
No,
All
I'm not
right.
hearing.
Let me see if I could raise the volume a little bit. I'll play a little bit and then I'll pull back if you all
Mhm.
are hearing, right? Let's just try that.
You are here?
Yeah, yes, I'm hearing. You're not,
I wonder if it's me then.
you're still not hearing?
No, for some reason. Let me check,
Okay.
see what's going on by
Wow.
me here just now.
My sister, I think also Brother Gavin and they are saying they are not here. All right, so let me try. What can I try? Oh, let me try something, right? So I'll stop share because I know some of these things, whoa, all right, good. So we're over here. Some of these things, I have to put a particular setting. So probably I did not click the audio settings. Let me see. Share sound. Okay, okay. Right. So I didn't click the share sound. So I now click the share sound. All right. So we try this one more time. And let me know if you guys
You know, I mean,
Yes,
in
definitely.
my position and in what I do, like, you need somebody objective. You need someone who's going to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
All right, so that's the most commonly asked question. How do we meet?
did you all hear that piece there?
Yes, we are here now.
All right. So that's it. I did not click on the audio. Thank you very much, Brother Gavin. And thank you very much, Camille. All right. So the main thrust would be Tyrese and this young lady with him. There's where we are going to focus on the conversation or the interaction here. All right. And I see Camille said she's hearing. All right. Thank you very much, guys. Let's play it again.
Tell you the truth.
Yeah.
All right, so that's the most commonly asked question. How do we meet? I slid in the DMs.
Yeah.
We linked up.
He wasn't my type at all.
We
My
linked.
type was actually Paul Walker recipes. But he wasn't my type at all. And my type is not
don't-
white. I'm just
don't-
saying I
don't-
was more interested
Don't
in
touch me.
Paul and every
Don't
Fast and Furious.
don't touch me.
And even when I met him, I was like,
Don't
he's
touch
kind of old. I just like his smile. It's pretty cool.
This went
His
really
personality,
bad. This went really bad, really fast.
his personality was okay, but
I'm getting off live.
He didn't understand the Instagram model thing, so he would always talk down.
So
on
you wanted the
Instagram
homie.
models.
You didn't want me.
I wanted the homie. I just said he was cuter.
You said I'm old.
You know all this already. I wasn't your type either, so relax. And yeah, so now we're here. It's like an actual somewhat of a love story, which is crazy because I didn't know that
Yeah,
No,
I'm done.
no,
No, don't touch me.
don't put on the
What more do you want from me?
All right. Fair use. Fair use. I didn't say that. Fair use. You know, in case anybody try to strike the channel on. So. All right, guys. So for those who watch that, you share your thoughts. Share your thoughts as to what you thought about what you just saw and heard. Sister Charmaine, I've been talking for a while, so I want to give you your space. What were your thoughts about this and connecting it with our topic of emasculation?
Right. So, Brother Devon, if anybody would look at this clip, right, in its singularity as it was played there, and given the meaning that we highlighted there from is Webster, not Webster dictionary, whichever dictionary, where it says making a man feel less male by taking away his power and confidence. If you just look at this clip here, I would say it lines up in all aspects to being emasculated. Now, I hear during the conversation where she said, but you know this already, you know you were not my type. So it's like she's telling him, I don't know, so why you're acting surprised. But even though they had that conversation in their private setting, where they would have discussed it, I felt that really and truly she should not have brought it out there to the public because yes, I mean, we look at the entire video and we have some things to say after we looked at the whole thing. But if anybody were to watch it, just that clip there, we would see, I don't know, he's a very he likes fun poking jokes and whatnot, right? He likes that. So, one could ask whether he is saying this went downhill pretty fast. I'm coming off air. And he repeated what she said. So you find me kind of old and I am not your type and whatnot. And she didn't even say, well, okay, apologize or whatever online. I don't know if the man was joking, but I felt this is my personal opinion. I am subjected to be wrong, but I felt that he was a bit offended. I really felt that this clip, if you were to watch it in isolation, it will line up or align to the definition of what emasculation means. I felt it could have been said in a different way. It could have, it could have come across in a different way because you don't say that about a man. And what is amazing? I find just watching this, she acted as though, well, he gets a gold spoon here, he gets me on a platter, and he should be real happy, I young and I pretty and I this. But then he's a big star for crying out loud. He's a big actor, according to, standards. We're not, all things being equal. He is a prize too, and if persons were to watch the entire video, he is saying, well, he was married and so on, and he was faithful to his wife and whatnot. I don't know, the type of individual he is. She also said in the video, which we didn't hear in this clip here, that he gets angry when he's upset, he reacts terrible, but other than that, he's a cool person. So, Brother Devon, to put it in a nutshell, from my point of view, I felt that it was kind of emasculating. Maybe not in its totality, because at the end they came back and they were joking around and whatnot. But if anybody were to just watch that clip, yes, what happened there aligns with being, because if you will take a man confidence, you're telling him that you prefer whichever man name she called, who appears to be a Caucasian man, that is my type. You really wasn't my type. And, this kind of a thing. And I good Lord, don't come off your little ego trip. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so that's my 2 cents there. I would like to know how you, as a man, I would like to hear it from a male's perspective, how you felt about it.
All right. Yeah. Thank you for giving your contribution. I don't want to cut you off. Did I cut you off?
No, you didn't.
Okay, cool. Even before I give my view on it, I do want to hit on 2 things. One, thank you, Gavin. Gavin has given his comment, and we do encourage persons to give their comments. Share your thoughts on what it is you just saw and heard. We will definitely, raise Gavin's comments and speak on that a little bit. So that's one. The second thing is persons might be asking, why are we talking about this subject, even with someone who is in the world? Tyrese, as Sister Charmaine rightly identified, he's an actor, he's a big actor. And he's also an R&B singer. We should only talk about Bible stuff and so on. Listen, you're living in the real world, right? So the Bible deals with the real world, and the emasculation of men is very real. So we use different things at different times to draw points, hopefully so that we could grow, hopefully we can learn, and we would do things better. We could learn from other people's experiences, right? So that said, getting into my view, it is very tough, even as a man, for me to determine if he was serious. Because to me, I felt he was serious. Sister Charmaine identified correctly that later on in the video, beyond this point, you see they start to laugh and all that kind of stuff. But for me, tell you something, I tell you, men would hide their genuine emotions based on what may have happened in the past or what is present or what may be their future goal. So if I know in the past I showed my genuine feeling, and this has happened to me, Sister Sham, it has, right? I show my genuine feelings. I speak genuinely to somebody, especially a woman, and you respond in such a way that made me regret being honest. I'm no longer going to be honest with you, at least on that level or with that issue. That is just the reality, right? And even in the midst of a conversation, I will flip my genuine feelings when addressing a subject. So we could be talking about something, and I hit you something, and you respond in such a way, and I will laugh it off to play it off. And this is not something that's limited to men. I believe women, I stand to be corrected, but I believe women do that as well. They will flip a situation to keep the momentum positive, in the environment. We already know that we're talking right now and it will have an end to the conversation. So I'll play it off for this particular conversation. I know many men have done those things. So it could be because of something past happened. And then if I want a particular goal, I have a particular achievement in the future, well, you know what? I'll still play it off because I have an ultimate goal. Men do that and women do that. But our focus is the men because we're dealing with the emasculation. And it's tough. It's really, really tough to determine if he was being serious at that moment and then he shifted. Because I am not there with him on a day by day basis. I don't know his personality traits. Because he's an actor at the end of the day, if he moved in a certain way at that time to make it look real, but then later on, he wasn't really serious, or if it really was a serious thing, it's really hard. It's really, really tough to determine, seeing that later on they started to laugh and so on. But to me, I felt it was real. I really, really felt it was real. And even her response to him, she was like, but you already know this. As you said, Sister Shani, you already know this. And she was like, why, I'm paraphrasing, why he getting upset and so on. And we didn't hear this part. Don't bring that energy. That's in a video that carried it a little further. She say, no need to bring that energy here. So to me, Sister Charmaine, it appeared to be genuine. She understood it to be real. He played it off real. So the thing about it is that there are people, and both Sister Charmaine and I watched a guy who broke down that and he understood it as being emasculated. That guy, Sister Charmaine, that we looked at, he broke it up. He didn't take it for fun and games.
No.
He took it serious. Right? So even the message that is sent out, even if it might, somebody might say it's intended to be a joke. Wow. Some people may have definitely took it as a joke. I'm not saying no. But there's quite a lot of people who took it serious. I have not heard of any man. I heard a female say that it is a fun relationship and they're funny and thing. But I haven't heard a man say this is funny. I haven't heard a man say that, and we're dealing with the men. We're dealing with the emasculation of the man, how the man feels, right? Now, I'll take something from the video that Sister Shaman and I watched where a man critiqued the video. And one of the points he raised, which is a very interesting point, was that if a man would have done something like that, it would not have been perceived as funny. If the tables were turned and a man said, "I prefer your friend," you know, I can't tell my wife that, Sister Shaman. Even before I got married, I was not any of my wife's friends, so I'm genuine, right? But even if I were, which I wasn't, if I were, I couldn't tell she that. I had to be a madman. I looking to lose her. So it doesn't. I find like not some, a lot of things that men are supposed to accept. It's not treated equally when it's flipped towards the woman. And the man is made to operate as, it's cool. But right there is the emasculation because you will embarrass me on something. And I'm supposed to take it cool and laugh it off and so on. But if I were to do you that, it would be you and your friends and your family and total strangers or everybody jumping down my throat. Right? So many people will be attacking me because of something I thought would have been funny. But you could do something as a woman and you could get away. So the double standards do exist in society for many things, not just in the direction of, towards what's favorable for women, but also favorable towards men. Double standards do exist. And I think those things need to be addressed. So it's very tough for me, again, to determine if he was genuine. I think only him, over a matter of time, choosing to come out and say, guys, this was really a joke. And as a man, you could feel the energy from male to male. I could feel that. I could not genuinely tell. At the end of the day, he is on social media. This woman is behind him. She is very attractive because he chose her. You gonna really talk? You gonna really talk your genuine? You might have started to talk your genuine feelings, but then you think back and you pull back yourself and you say, "Hey, see that? Best I don't fight that," and you'll just leave it alone. So that would be my take, Sir Shaman. I'm gonna bring you back in the conversation,
Okay,
and then we'll touch.
I have a point in question.
Yeah.
If it were you that was said to, how would you have felt as a man? Forgetting how Tyrese felt, whether Tyrese was joking or not, how would you have felt as a man?
I would have felt lower than low, to be honest. I would I would feel really, really bad. And even if you say that to me in private, I don't know if I'll deal with that well privately. Worst, if you say it publicly, I wouldn't. I could imagine my friends coming and say, "Dev, she really say that? That's really your woman? You sure she for you?" I can imagine some of my friends thinking that. Some of my, oh, you talk about my family. Oh, my family. Oh, don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that. My family. Listen, you are no longer you are no longer welcome with the family. I'm sorry to say, but you're no longer welcome with the family. The family might tolerate you. But for you to say that on air, I talk about my family. For Tyrese and you do your bro. But for me and my family, and for my sisters, my sisters are a little protective of their brother, right? They're a little protective of their brother. So for you to listen, you being a woman, I have to be your number one. Don't bounce your head and be saying any dumb stuff like that. And then we're going to meet my sisters. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. Yeah, that's not gonna fly. It's not gonna fly for me publicly. It's not gonna fly. If that in your head, let us stay in your head. Don't ever be honest. So that we need to come to a place where it is becoming and say, hey, so as you see, let we be honest, let me tell each other some deep secrets we never felt to tell each other. We tell each other that privately. right?
Private. Yeah.
Yeah, and even if she said to him, "You know this, you already know this about me." All right, dude, I know a lot of things about you. I'm not going to tell people everything I know about you. Come on. Uh, I mean, come on, like for real. When you are married to someone, when you are dating someone, do you go telling people everything? Come on, come on, no, that not make it. That not make it. So, and for me, Sister Charmaine, I would say the best time for you to tell me something like that, that you were more interested in my friend, is the first time I come around you, or the first time you
Well,
come around me.
that might be the first and last.
It might be the first, yeah. Because Sister Charmaine, I can deal with that. I know. I think I have to. I'm answering Sister Charmaine's question, guys. I'm being honest, right? Because she asked an honest question, a pointed question, and I'm answering honestly. Honestly, one of two things has to happen. You have to tell me that from the beginning. I have to know that from the door, so I know where I stand with you. So because I believe in setting your foundation before you get into something with somebody. All right. If you want another guy, let me know you want another guy, so I will know I wasting my time. Or listen, or they're not married, and you just interested in him. You are not dating really. All right. Or you just you know you just eyeing him. Yeah, googly eyes for him. All right, cool. You can have googly eyes for me too, and I might put my little thing, Sister Shaman, right? So I know that from the door, right? But if if you bust that later on, just while we doing social media, come on, I rethinking Sister Shaman. I am rethinking everything. I believe any woman would start to rethink everything. You just bust that on social media while we are. Come on,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
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 I'm gonna start to rethink everything.
yeah.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Totally agree. So, I mean, we try not to be biased here, but if the script were flipped and she had said, look, you really wasn't my type. Now I prefer your friend. Think about how that to me, listener, according to you, I am telling you all now it would have had talk show on that and how he's so disrespectful and everything else, Brother Devon. Guys, excuse me, I'm seeing my computer here. I'm trying to get to plug it in here. I see the battery low. No, maybe the
Okay,
plug on. So
okay.
I'm talking in the meanwhile. Are you hearing me, Brother Devon?
I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you. You want to
Yes.
take a minute and then come back?
No, no, I'm
Okay.
talking.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, you would have talking about how this guy.
Okay. All right. So I think, guys, Sister Charmaine's connect drop there. But in the meantime, all right, you all, she's probably just trying to get her stuff together with the battery, and she'll be back with us as soon as she can. In the interim, we can look at some of the comments you all shared, because we have folks who have put forth their contributions. All right, so I believe I'm going to have to wear my glasses. I was hoping that I would be able to power through without wearing the glasses, but those words tiny. Those words very tiny. So I want to do myself that injustice. All right, much better. So Gavin had said earlier, I'm going to deal with your comments, guys, in order. So the comments that were presented at the start, we deal with those one at a time. So Gavin had said, I rather hear that from her than from someone else. The situation, how it's done, was not appropriate. Yeah, yeah. So, well, yeah, Gavin, I agree. It's better that you hear that from her than you hear it from someone else. Yeah, I guess so. And I think that could work. Your timing, I would like to know what time, Brother Gavin, you would prefer to hear that from her. Would you prefer to hear that from her very early in the relationship when you all start going around, or later on in the relationship, that would be okay? And another question, would you be okay with her saying that to everyone. Now remember, these persons have a lot of followers. I would guesstimate, yeah, that's a word, that's a Trini word. I would guesstimate that Tyrese probably has at least 1 million followers. I mean, the man has had hit songs, R&B songs, and he, not that I'm promoting his songs, I want to make sure and say that. I'm not promoting his songs, but he has had hits R&B songs. He has been a part of commercials. He has been a part of a major, I think 2 major movie franchise, all right, and some other shows. Yeah, Tyrese has a massive following. Okay, so if he has a lot of people following him, and then you see something like that to millions of people, I mean, come on, that's not a small thing. All right, so Sister Shamin is back
Yes,
with
I'm
us.
back. I do apologize as I plug it in. The computer just went blank. So my apologies. I didn't expect that to happen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
certainly, no
yes,
problem. So we were just looking at Brother Gavin's question, and we'll come back
yeah.
to what you were talking about, Sister Shamin. So I just wanted to let you know what he said. He said, "I rather hear that from her than from someone else." All right. He said how it was done wasn't appropriate.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah,
first comment we looked at. All right. So
yeah.
we turn over to you, Sister Shamin. Go ahead.
Yes. So yes, so I was saying, if it were the shoe was on the other foot, we would have heard every single show host comment about how this gentleman is so rude and how he's so disrespectful and she needs to look for somebody else. I mean, we know this because when I look at it, I said, my God, to come on social media with your significant other and for your significant other to just drop that on you, so it will be like, wow. I think because he's a good actor, he really tried to keep it together. He would have played it off as a joke. No, cut off. I'm coming off live. This went downhill real fast. He could act. He's an actor. You know what I mean? But I don't know. To my mind, I could be wrong. I am not in the man, but he felt hurt. And I think anybody would have felt hurt as well, right? And we say this over and over. She also said, but you know this already, so why are you acting like that as though you don't know? But come on, use some wisdom. Don't act like a little child. You just come out there on social media. You really wasn't my type. Now I like your friend better. It's not that I prefer the white man, you know, but come on. Listen, I think he really thought on his leg. He, when he had to think standing, and he probably would have shut down that live. But when he think about his audience out there, and it would have been a backlash again. If he shut down the live, people would say, well, wow, boy, he really mature and whatnot and whatnot. He could have put himself together and so on. So I think he was really professional. I mean, he started to act, whatever, but then he pulled it together. And hats off to him for doing that. Because if he had told her that, I would have been like, thumbs down for him. No, you don't go there and do your significant other that on social media, or you talk that when all you're laughing and all your private, audience with each other. So I am still holding tight to that view. I found it was an emasculation. Yes, I really found so. And sometimes, Brother Devon, just permit me just a few seconds again. It's really difficult for men sometimes. If it were, you ever heard about men in offices or wherever, where they are abusive and whatnot, where if it is you look at a woman, inappropriately, if you touch her inappropriately, you could get in trouble. But if a woman comes and tries to touch you or touches you, and you go to report that woman, people will waste you down. Worse yet, don't go in the police station in Trinidad and Tobago, Don't go. Because listen, the kind of peacom you will get, they will call you all kind of, how we just say it in Trinidad, dotish, where you have panty man, sorry for the word. Oh gosh, no. what's wrong with you, boy? So it really has. So I can't touch you, right? It will be abuse, sexual abuse, right? But you could do me that. It's no problem. And listen, men complain about that to me, you know. They complain, they say ladies will just come. This lady just came and like, you know, slap them on the butt. And when they what for, she just said, duh. And he was like, wow. He said, you know, if I do you that, you wouldn't like it. So it's really, it's really a strange world sometimes that we live in, eh? Yeah, yeah, Brother Devon, you could go ahead.
Yes, Sister Shabby, I'm laughing. I love it. I love it. I like, hey, I like when Sister Shabby be very real. You know. I really like it. I really. So no, but as you talked about him and your belief in him being honest, that he was offended, I lean in that direction. I mean, just like you, I don't know the man's thoughts. I don't know if he really was genuine, but that's how I felt. And you could see, Sister Shami, that when she said what she said, he was eating cool and he stopped. And it's like he processing. I can see myself. She just what she huh? You know, you can almost see the little change that they happening in the brain. And then he said, don't touch, don't touch. He actually, if you watch the action of how he flicked her hand off of him more than once, that to
Don't
me
touch
that was
him. Don't
yeah,
touch him.
that to me that
Brother
was
Devon, just cutting you 1 minute. How we didn't show the part where she kept covering his mouth.
no, they cut in the video clip that I pulled up there, it
Yeah,
didn't have that. It shifted
yeah.
from there to him crying, which connects with another aspect I wanted to raise. There was a time back that Tyrese he had a breakdown, an emotional or mental. I want to say emotional more than mental, right? He had a breakdown and he was crying. So that's where I stopped the video is where they were picking up with him crying and so on. When he cried, listen, they bashed that man. I'm bringing up that to
The
tie.
public bashed him.
What?
You see what I say? You see? So therein lies our point of view. He had to pull himself together, dear Brother Devon, because the public would not have had mercy on him had he just let that go downhill as he said it was going. He had to pull that back up.
When you as an individual, you already get bashed for being emotional, right? You want you be emotional again. Why them guy hell do it here?
Yeah, yeah,
So you have
yeah.
to rescue yourself. Now these people, folks, these people have what I would for the time being call handlers or better yet managers. They are people who talk to them, advise them, hey, you see what you did there? That wasn't a good thing. You see what you did there? Yeah, that was a good thing. You see, going forward, this is what you need to do. Right? In a nutshell, right? So that's what they do. They kind of guide persons on what to do. Even now, there are different things with different actors and so on going on right now, where they tell actors don't say anything, don't go to certain media outlets, don't make comments if people ask you a question. So, be it from Michael Jackson to whoever else that has been famous, when a situation arises, the management and so on, they advise the entertainer as to what to say, what not to say, what to do, what not to do, and even where to go and where not to go to protect themselves, to protect their image, their brand, and the business that they bring up, right? The money and so on. Because finances is a major aspect of this. And the managers and so on, their responsibility is in respect to protecting the entertainer, because the entertainer could destroy themselves and destroy the manager money. If I'm managing you and now your image is totally tarnished, then
Yeah,
you alone are not affected. Even me, I am affected. I need to take care of my
yeah,
family and my thing. So I'm protecting you, I'm protecting me at the same time,
yeah,
right? So sometimes they will guide them, don't go in certain places, because if you go in certain places, I'm not saying all the entertainers just follow the guidance of their managers and so on, right? But several persons are guided in certain ways. Next time something happens, what do you do? And some people will go through a type of training Everybody remember these are human beings, eh? Entertainers are human beings. So to help them to deal with a situation, some persons go through training so that whenever something occurs,
Simulations there, they have
yes,
some simulations.
yes. So how could you arrest that situation and shift it in a more positive direction? Whether it is people believe you or not believe you, at the end of the day, they cannot prove based on your response you did certain things now. Right? Now people still found Tyrese from what happened, but the tongue was not as hard as the last thing. It wasn't as hard. So that's where I tend to lean and Sister Charmin tend to lean, folks, in
Yes,
terms of him, genuine. No, we could be wrong. We could be
yes,
wrong, but the
yes.
issue of emasculation, this is not all that much about Tyrese, but more so about emasculation. The issue
Mhm.
about emasculation is very real, and we need to address it. Sister Charmin, are you seeing some of the
I
contributions
am
there?
seeing some of the comments there, but I want to go into them. Yeah, but I wanted to ask a
Sure,
question.
sure.
I wanted to ask a quick question just before we go into the comments. Do
Yes.
you find in today's world, and I'm asking a man that compared to before, a few years before, it is more difficult for men and especially young men now with career women now, women who know what they are about, they're not sticking any nonsense. Do you think it is more difficult for a man now to be with, that type of woman? It's harder for him than to be himself and to be real. What are your thoughts on that? Yeah.
Um, that's a very good question. Yeah. I thought you were going in one direction and you went in a totally different direction. Wow, that's a very good question. I believe that a lot of men are hesitant to go with a career-driven woman. And if that career-driven woman has her career even more having more precedence than relationship, than family, that is a major discouragement for a man that is seeking relationship and family, a healthy relationship and family. Because there are men who want to be with a successful woman, and some of these brothers, they will be with her because they have less work to do. So we're hitting on some dynamics here because this touches on issues of a lazy man, and it touches on areas of another man, a man wanting a woman that is as successful as him. And does he want a family? Is he really interested in that? Or he just don't want to be with somebody who making less? You must be of a stature. So all those dynamics, different men, But I think with the average man, several men are very cautious and hesitant to go with a woman that is career driven, successful, and she's about her career. That's her main drive. She's not really all that about relationship. Yes, she into relationship, but not all that much. Family is not as much prioritized as the career. The career takes the dominant place. A lot of men not really going there. If they're going there, a lot of guys are going there to get what they need to get, whether it is sex, whether it is the money, whether it's the fame, whether it's the connections, they will go there and they will get those things. Yeah. So that's a beautiful question. Mhm,
Right.
mhm.
Mm.
I would even highlight a point. A lot of men, especially within Trinidad society, are not willing to go with a woman that have her own house and not willing to give up that house because there are things that men it's like this. Women talk about things privately that we don't know as men, but we also talk about things that women don't know. Or many women don't know about it. Let's say that many women don't know about it. There are women that know about it, but not in the majority. So quite a number of guys would talk to guys, like women talk to women. And guys would say, don't go with a woman who has her own place. Because when she get vexed, 12 o'clock in the night, 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, she will put in your out. And I know, Sister Charmaine, somebody that happened to. One of my male friends, that happened to him more than once.
Oh my.
More than once that happened. In the morning, 1, 2, 3 in the morning, and where she's living is far from any taxi passing. Right? It's up in a street. So for a guy now, a guy thinking, hey, I'm gonna be with you. You're gonna have your job, no problem. You can have a job, that's okay. But you're gonna have your career, you're gonna have your house. And when you get pissing mad, sorry guys, I'll just be real. You get vexed, you can put me out. You see that? Not the eye. Not the eye, not going through that. You know, a lot of men have that. A lot of men have that position, I'll say.
Right.
I don't know if a lot of men have had the experience. I know there are men who have had the experience, that's for sure. I don't know if it's in the majority, but I do know it does happen.
Yeah.
But I believe there's quite a number of men, Trinidad-wise, we not going for a woman. Sorry to say, just being honest, not going for a woman if you very emotional. I have nothing wrong with being emotional, but you're very emotional. You can act on your emotion in ways that are very unreasonable, where you put me out of your house because it's your house and I stay in your house. See that? And the same applies to men. And let me say this immediately. Men should not do women that. And let me make that abundantly clear.
Men do it too, eh?
Men do it, and it is disgusting to say the least. It is horrible. If you are a man, let me talk to my brother. You are a man, and you have a woman with you, and you are the breadwinner for the home. That is disgusting for you all to have a fallout, and you put the woman out. And the only way I agree with a woman putting out a man out of the house and a man putting out a woman is if your life is being threatened. All the vex and all the quarrel and things, your life being threatened, that's a different scenario. You come at me with a knife, I put in you out. Your family can vex, your friends can vex. Them not there getting stabbed up. I put in you out. As a woman, I put in you out. And lady, woman, if you have a place and your man staying with you, right? Your husband, you're living in your, well, it should be all your house. But anyway, he coming to you with any weapon, he coming to you with any physical bodily harm, put his tail out. Them is thing you can put people out. Yeah, besides for that, don't be putting people out. All right? You get vexed, all the vex and thing, wait for the next day and say, listen, I would like you to leave. We cannot think together, right? But listen, don't do that to another married. Better or worse, my people? Better or worse? Better or worse? And focus on the worst part. So that's a very good question. I'll carry your question longer than you intended. Sorry.
Yes. So I don't know if you read, to answer your contribution, Brother Devon, I don't know if you read this comment, I believe it's Brother Gavin, where he said the thing is if they went live to speak about their relationship and how they got together, then that is different. But if that was abrupt by her, I Gavin will get mad. So you see, Gavin spelled it out plainly, Brother Devon. He he will get mad, and quite rightly so. Clearly, I could understand why. Yeah, yes. So I am seeing here another comment by Trinick, whoever,
Like Camille.
Camille, right?
Yeah.
That was not the time for her to say something like that. Yeah, he seemed, and yes, so they are all agreeing with what we are saying. It really was inappropriate timing. I agree with her there. Gavin said very early in the relationship, right?
Yeah,
And then
yeah. I had asked a question. I had asked him the question with his first comment when he said he'd
Mhm.
rather hear that from her than someone else, and had asked him at what phase in the relationship he would
Very early.
yeah. So he wanted to hear it
Yes,
very early. Yeah.
yes, that's so good. And another comment. Well, you read this one then too. She is on Instagram, Instagram mother. So Tyree shouldn't be in a serious relationship with her or feel hurt because she is an Instagram model. Pass around girl. That's how they view these women. What are your thoughts on that, brother? I I am very
Wow.
commenting on that. So what are your thoughts on that, brother Demo?
Well, first of all, there's so much for me to say on that. Let me start with the first thing. Tyree's married. I believe he has gotten divorced. But if you read my book, if persons read my book, then you will understand that that divorce don't mean anything in God's eyes. So he should be with your wife. Go back by your wife, or let's try to work out things, right? That said, um, in the question of being with someone who is an Instagram model, if they should not be together, well, that becomes ticklish. And I'm gonna push Sister Charmin. Hopefully, she for her to give her thoughts. Still, I'm gonna chuck she a little bit, right? So this is it. Um, if somebody is on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, what have you, I mean, yeah, you could be in a relationship. I think persons need to know what they are dealing with. That's what I think you need. If you're coming into a relationship with someone who is a social media figure, then know what you're getting into. So both of you all should have all a conversation and then take it from there, right? Have your conversation. So because I'll tell you, a lot of people on Instagram, Facebook, etc. Yeah, and they have relationships, right? And the guy, you need to know what you get into. You really need to know what you get into. For me personally, I not going there. Even if I was single, I not going. No offense, but I'm not going after no model. No offense. And my back not that broad. I'm not that strong. I know Sister Charmin, let me say this. I know my strengths and my weaknesses. Some people like to pretend. I don't pretend. I know what I can take and what I can't take. Right? Like my wife say, she can't take certain things. So she wasn't even going through certain things with me or any other man. I know what I can and I can't take. So you are a model and you're on Instagram. I might have said give you a blind with the Instagram. Might, as a big might. But the model, no blind. That's just me. I can't handle that headache that comes with a model and everybody else thirsty. This is such a, yeah. It's just such a
It's a
pure thing.
challenge, but then again, I suspect that Tyrese know that type of world. He comes from that type of world. I am sure many ladies run down Tyrese. He's handsome as well. So they
He
probably
was he was a model.
he was a model as well.
Yes.
Wow. So you see what I mean? So he came from that world. So they know each other. They will understand. It mightn't work for somebody else. I certainly, Papa, you're the model thing, and every minute you're out there, you are the public person. I may not, want to go in that direction. However, some people will be very comfortable with it. And he probably is comfortable with it. You know what I'm saying? And she's probably comfortable with him. So who knows? Yeah. So I see him saying again, Brother Gavin, that is, then too she, right, we read that, right? Is this, what's her name, is Camille? I agree, Brother Gavin, early in the relationship would be better to say it, so she's agreeing. And then Gavin is saying, Sister Shaman, if a man is right against a woman, he can win. Try and what Brother Gavin try telling me they're saying
Yeah,
there.
but I think he's saying that
was
a man
referring
needs to
to
be educated on his rights in
on his
regards to
rights.
yeah
Oh,
his,
maybe the sexual abuse you were talking about.
yeah, I believe the sexual abuse with the example. Gavin,
Yes,
you could correct us, right?
yes, he
With
was that.
the office procedures and
Mhm.
what is allowed and what is disallowed and
Yes,
so on. You know, but even though I do agree with Gavin, you will win to a certain degree, but popular
the
op-
humiliation.
yeah,
Yeah,
that has a lot of weight, and people, you always have to try to vet or choose between winning a case or winning a particular type of argument towards public humiliation or how the public
yeah,
views you. You always have
yeah,
to, but every individual has to have their own battle in that area, and they have to come to their own conclusion because at the end of the day, they are going through that.
yeah.
So, to each their own. Some people will go through and say, listen, I go and tell the police so and so. And then when you do that, the police say, you come here to tell me what? Our man touch you behind and you vex? You
Listen,
explain
that
that to
is
me.
isn't good at all, you know.
I'm telling you.
I mean, it's really humiliating. Yeah.
Yeah. And if you could go through that, go through. Some persons not going through that. They just
No,
not
they're
going
not
through
going
that.
through that, and they will
Yeah.
call their partner. Hey, come here, give this man your report,
Yeah.
and they go against kind of what's the report, and they will waste you down so bad.
I'm telling you, men have talked about that. Men
Yeah,
have, and that's why again, that's why you have a lot of men very silent. Many things happen in life, and Sister Shamin, you and I, we have had conversations. We've talked about men and how men respond to different things in society. So many issues arise in life where we, especially within our Western culture, we are very quiet since the
mhm,
move of women has come strong
yeah,
on the map, which you need to have a woman's voice. A
yeah,
woman's voice is
yeah,
very important, right?
yep.
But balancing everything.
Balance is important.
Yeah, but we don't have the balance, and men tend to not say what's honest to them. I've witnessed, Sister Shani, conversations where a man or several men would have said things in the midst of women, and they say, listen, I'm going to be honest, and I hope I don't regret being honest. And when they don't say what they have to say, and the response of the woman reacted in the way they know how to react. And why they react, you could just see, I could read the body language man to man, like how women could read women. A man could read man to man and you recognize he shifts and he's
Yeah,
no longer continuing on that path. Because
yeah,
as human beings, we interact. I could be walking, like my wife used to always ask me when I walking on the road and another guy might I'm walking this direction, another guy coming towards us, and he would do this or I would do that. And she would say, you know him? I said, no. So how come all you do that, all you interact like that and you don't know him and say, well, we just it's just a greeting, And that was it. Just a slight raise of the head or a drop of the head, and you could sit down in a place, watch something happening, and just watch another guy. And he know we don't talk right there. we,
yes,
we we had a conversation just by I just watching. See, like if we see two men quarreling, or a man and woman quarreling, or two women quarreling, I could watch another guy across in the same room, and he watch me. Like we watch the people and we watch back, and we had a conversation right there,
yes,
right?
yeah,
So yeah, I could read often when a man it has shifted. We as men could read when a man has shifted, when a man has gone from being open to being closed up. And again, I'll take this opportunity and put a plug, Sister Charmaine. I unashamed doing a plug from a book. Now, this wasn't the intention of this life, right? But as we hear, I capitalize it. For those who don't have it, get this book, Insight into Understanding Some Men. Get it. It's on Amazon. Sister Charmaine, buy it. See, I get support, my co-host support me. And I didn't cook, sir. She do it voluntarily. Right? Yeah, get that book, you get to understand, you get some truths and so on. So yeah, Sister Charmaine, I turn back to you.
Yes, so well, yeah, that is so true what you just said there, Brother Devon. And I think also in terms, I think men, they need this support and encouragement, because even in terms of physical abuse, not only sexual. I remember I had a friend and he was living with this, were they married? No, they weren't married, they were living together. But the lady used to beat him, literal beat him. And how I know about the police and they giving pick on is because every time he go down to the station, when she hit him and whatnot, he did not want to hit her because he knows what would happen, right? So every time he go, the police and they will laugh him or they will just ignore him and he will just come back home like a puppy dog. And one day when he couldn't take it anymore, he dragged her down the step shower in the road, you know what I mean? And then the police end up. And when the police came, they say, oh, shucks, you are the same man who used to be coming and reporting. So it's a good thing he went and reported, because then he would have been probably behind bars. So you see, so I mean, it's sometimes difficult on the men with this whole new advert of, you know, the rights of women, which is good. I support it in every way, but we need balance. Everything is about balance, yes? So I think that I'm looking at the time and it's 9:15.
Yes.
I think yeah, I think that should bring us to the end of this topic. It was interesting, and I hope that, you know, the viewers and the you know, we all learned something from it. Yes.
Yes,
So
definitely.
blessings to everyone.
Blessings to everyone. Brother Gavin said, yep, correct. So what we were hitting on in respecting his response, we were correct. So thank you very much, Brother Gavin. As Sister Charmaine said, thank you, everyone. I close off with our scripture where we read in James chapter 1, verse 19, and part of the verse talks about be slow to speak, quick to hear, slow to speak, slow to wrath. So several things we want to say, we should pause. I have said things, Sister Charmaine, that my wife wasn't too pleased about, that I thought we could share. And when she told me about it, I was surprised. So, you know, even me, Brother Devon, I learned. So I hope you guys that you learn from this. Yeah, let's be slow to speak when it comes to different things. All right. Blessed love to everyone. Thanks for joining us, and have a beautiful weekend and the rest of the week.
Yes, bless.